Hey guys, I got with the picks. It is Thursday, early morning. Our last game in the NFL, we lost on Monday night. We had the Eagles. Eagles walked down the field first possession. Actually, after a turnover, scored 7 and then I don't know what the hell they did. If you guys know what the hell they did, fill me in. All I know is we lost that game, and it moved our NFL record to 21-12-2, which is 63.6% in the NFL. Outstanding. We got a Thursday night matchup where 6-3 Titans are going to Lambeau Field and playing the Pack at 4-6. This line's at 3. The total's at 41. Both these teams, they won last week. Tennessee did it kind of in their normal fashion with the grind-out win against arguably the best defense in the NFL, Denver Broncos. But the twist was Tannehill and the wide receivers got the job done, not Henry. They actually held Henry to pretty much nothing. 19 carries, 53 yards, 2.8 yards a clip. That is nothing for Derek. The old Tannehill to Westbrook connection. If you're asking yourself, yeah, what kind of connection is that? Right. That's what got it done for him. Was that connection. They connected for 2 touchdowns and over 110 yards of receiving. Their bend but don't break defense did it again for them. They had 1 interception and 1 fumble recovery. Titans haven't allowed more than 22 points to a team all year, except, you know there had to be an asterisk there, except from the Bills game where they absolutely got ran over. Here's some interesting stuff, though. The Titans have held 7 straight opponents to under their team total. Check this one out. Since 2019, 8 out of 9 games have stayed under the total at 41 or less than that. Since 2019, 8 out of 9 have stayed under that number. Now the Packers were absolutely getting ran over last game by the Cowboys until Dak had the brilliant idea of, okay, let's see how good we are and we'll start throwing some interceptions. He started throwing picks. They turned 2 quick picks into 14 points. They were down 28-14 in the fourth quarter. And the only reason I noticed stuff like the backup is because I had Dallas in that game too. Not a game I gave, but I had a little money on Dallas also. Dallas was up 28-14 going in the fourth quarter. Packers put up 14 in the fourth quarter to tie it. Went to overtime, and you already know. The Packers win 31-28. Yeah. Green Bay's number 34th pick in the NFL draft this past year had his coming out party this past Sunday. And it was a pretty big party for Christian Watson. They knew what they were getting when he was coming out of North Dakota State. The kid was a stud in college, and they knew that he had the potential to be a stud in the pros. And He's a big wide receiver, and I think he's going to have a long career in the NFL with a lot of big numbers. Last week was not a fluke at all. Trust me when I tell you that. He was not a fluke. He's not a one-and-done type guy. He should make noise the rest of the year. He should, yeah. His stat line, I mean, he only had 4 catches. He had 7 targets, which was big, coming out of Aaron Rodgers, especially when I tell you Aaron Rodgers threw to Christian Watson more than 33% of Aaron Rodgers' passes in the Cowboy game. Christian Watson had 4 catches for 107 yards and 3 touchdowns in that game. Green Bay also ran for 207 yards and a touchdown. Their defense also stepped up. They had 2 picks and a fumble recovery. Rodgers only threw the ball 20 times in that game, which was a season low by quite a few passes. I think watching last game against the Cowboys, we can see exactly what the Packers want to do and are going to do, and they're going to be able to do it because of who they have. And that's run the ball. And in my opinion, they have like the perfect duo for it. I mean, you got yin and yang, opposites attract, plus negative. You got a huge running back in A.J. Dillon, huge running back. Quadzilla, huge running back. And then you got an absolute stud that hits the hole with power and speed like none other in Aaron Jones. To have these 2 guys in the backfield is a gift. And I really think Green Bay got over the hump a little bit last game by executing what they wanted to do, and especially doing it when they were down the whole game. They never really got away from the game script at all. I'm talking at all. They stick with what they wanted to do, and somehow they were able to come out in Lambeau as a winner last week. And they have a chance to do that again this week. They do. Let me see. Green Bay ran the ball 39 times versus Dallas. Aaron Rodgers is getting up in age, okay? We're just going to call a spade a spade. I mean, the guy's past his peak. He's past his prime. We all know that. But him being past his peak and past his prime, he's still better than 75 to 80% of all quarterbacks in the NFL. But he's also getting older. So, I mean, it was nice to see him only have to put up 20 pass attempts in Green Bay to get the win. Even though I lost that game. Yeah, I wasn't happy about that loss at all. Okay, here we go. These are 2 of the slowest paced teams in the NFL. That's what it looks like and sounds like when Tennessee has the ball. Slow. The Titans are the slowest team in the NFL, and the Packers aren't far behind. They're the 5th slowest team in the NFL. Both of these teams average 18 points a game. Titans are only giving up 18 points a game on the defensive side. This Packers defense, right now as I speak, is the healthiest they've been all year long. Tonight's game will be the healthiest defensive unit that the Packers have put on the field so far. And that's scary because this Green Bay secondary is nothing to mess with. You ain't going to pass on them. You are going to pass on them. But you're not going to pass on them like you are a regular team at all. I mean, this is a shutdown secondary in Green Bay. And this unit got stronger. Stronger this past week. Green Bay gives up 21 points a game. And I expect that number to go down. I do. The under is 6-0 in Titans' last 6 games. Now, I'm expecting the Titans to have control of this game for the most part. Henry should be able to move the chains and keep the clock moving. And so should the Packers' backfield. The Packers' backfield will find a way to get through that top of the line Tennessee rush defense. They will find a way. If it's not Dillon, it'll be Jones. If it's not Jones, it'll be Dillon. They will find a way. They will keep on chip until it starts, I'm pretty sure we may be back to having a slow, boring game on Thursday again. Let me ask you a question. Is it ever boring when you're winning money? It's never boring. Ever. You may not like the experience, but life is lived forward and understood backwards. So once that game's over and that instant gratification hits, and you realize you just won money, you figure out that it really wasn't as bad as you thought about. And it was actually a lot better than what it actually was. It's going to be freezing in Lambeau. It's going to be windy in Lambeau. Kickoff temperatures are right around 20 in Lambeau. Up on the you're looking like it's going to feel like it's 5 degrees on the field. The field's going to feel like it's concrete. Games like this sometimes they like to run the ball a little bit more than normal. But I believe it will be a slow, grind-out fight with 2 good defenses on the field. I think tonight will be a pretty good field goal contest. And I'm really not sure who's going to win the field goal contest or the game. But what I do know is when the scoreboard hits 0, the total score on both sides will be under 41 total points. Guys, you know what the pick is. The pick is take under 41 in the Titan-Packers game here on Thursday night. Guys, I don't know why comments were shut off on the last thing. I have no idea. I'm going to make sure they're back on here now. I just want to thank you guys for everything. Likes, comments, subscribe, shares, the whole 9 yards. Just please continue to do it. Let's get these likes up. We're still trying to get to 50. I mean, I'm having a hard time getting there, but I think we had 41 last video. Can we get 9 more to add to them 41? I think we can. Guys, we're going to have a good Thursday night. I'll be back with you on Friday. And until then, you already know we're going to get back to getting this cash.